Okay, class, this is to help you with understanding the process of getting good researched articles for your literature review, and then also completing your first prep assignment, and then looking forward to you completing the paper by the end of the term. What I've done here, and on my screen, you'll see that this is EBSCO host. This is the search engine that I would recommend that you access through the school's library system. If you're able to do this through the school, you should not have any problem being able to, without charge, have full permission to look at the research that's been done on a topic that you've chosen and what you're interested in. And I like EBSCO host because it covers a lot of things related to psychology, sociology, psychiatric medicine, nursing, human development. It's very good. So once you've clicked on that through the school library, click on Select All. And this will mean that any search that you do will include all of these different databases. So click on Continue, and you will come to a search page. Now, let me see. Right here, I have begun to do a search. This is the page. If you look here, I just have already prepared this, and I'm going to look up because I have an interest in adolescents that might have bipolar disorder as my subject. Before I click on search, I've completed this. I'm also going to click on scholarly peer-reviewed journals. Again, this makes it that there are scientists that have reviewed the material and it's sound, and then also you're going to need access to the full text. So with those limits in your search, we'll click on search, and we'll see here 304 different results for this topic. Again, choose something of your own interest, not just this one. This is just for an example. So as we look down through here, we're seeing these are the titles of the research that's being done. So we're looking at certain risk behaviors, intelligence, performance in children or adolescents with bipolar disorder. Here's one that has to do with sleep quality. This is the one that I would be interested in. It seems to show that there was research done on the size and the changes within the brain from adolescents and then adult patients with bipolar disorder. So I'm going to click on the topic of the title of the article, and this page is going to pop up right here. You're going to be able to have all the information that you need. Here is for adding towards your literature review assignment 1. You could just copy and paste this. It will give you all of this information, and then you can properly display it there according to the APA guidelines. But beyond that, here is the abstract, which is an overview of the article, and I want to look for things that would show, again, that there were certain people that were researched, maybe explanations about why they were researched, what was the purpose of the research. So what we're seeing here is that there are changes in gray matter volume, GMV, in brain structures that seem to be related to emotional regulation and expression. So they're looking at changes in the brain of people that have bipolar disorder when compared with healthy individuals. So this makes for a nice study that I'll later on review. Here's some information that I'll be pulling out. Here's a total of 58 bipolar disordered individuals and healthy subjects that were compared using MRI studies, and this was done over a almost 3-year period just to kind of get a sense of what changes might be going on. So this seems to be an article that I would like to look at more closely. So when I do that, I will click on the full text over here. And some of this might look overwhelming initially. Remember, for the literature review prep assignment, the first one, you're not really having to delve into all of this, but rather just looking at building a bibliography. But later on, you're going to need to be able to understand a little bit about what this research and another research project uncovered. I just clicked on this menu this pops up, and it allowed me to increase the size, and it should disappear here, hopefully. But I'm also getting an overview again of what was going on, the conclusions. So when you actually open up the full article, you're going to see a section here that has to do with methods and the participants. So we're looking at, who was studied and how were they studied. We use these diagnoses tools. They were scanned twice between 2 periods. So we're getting a lot of good information here. The second thing is I want to look at not so much all the statistical things, but if we move down, we should find an area that says results or discussion. Let's see. Here we go, discussion. Just as I look up here again, what they're looking at evidently are these changes in the size of these areas over time that might, again, be ways to effectively treat this disorder. So in the discussion, it's basically a beginning of the review. A lot of the detail here you won't need to worry about, but it would give you an overview of what the researchers were able to pull out from what they were studying and how they were studying. So again, they began to look here at comparing brain imaging material between the healthy and the bipolar identified students or subjects. So we have a lot of good information here to begin to look at and pull out. The last section will be, I can get to it, conclusions usually. Okay, did I miss it? Okay. But usually the last section is something that might be related to conclusions or further discussion, and this is something that would again give you an overview of what the researchers actually found out as they were completing up their studies. So later on, you're going to need to be able to pull those facts out as reporters and place them in your paper. But for our first assignment, all that you really need to do is complete that paper that says Lit Prep Assignment Number 1. Complete it and bring a hard copy to class so that we can review it, and you can get credit for your work. All right, thank you and good luck.